Alrighty, folks. I am so excited. Are you guys excited? Because I am. Hopefully everything is looking good. I'm going to pop over here so you folks can see me. Hello! Hi, friends. Welcome to a digital illustration segment. My name is Voodoo Val, and we're going to be getting spooky today. We're going to be getting pretty spooky. I'm super pumped about it. We're going to be doing another kind of creative Mad Libs of sorts. Let me know in the chat where you folks are tuning in from. Let me know what your plans for the spooky season are, and also let me know, I've got a new setup today, so let me know in the chat if my voice and the music is at an appropriate level, because I'm doing new things today. So I see Wade in the chat, I see Alessandra, I see George, Andy, welcome in. Doctor Who, what's up, my friend? Doctor on deck, Greg, I see you, welcome in. I see Jack, I see Misty. It's so good to have all of you folks here with us. I also see Gonzo over on the YouTube chat. And I'm glad to see so many friends in the chat, because as this is a creative Mad Libs, that means that you folks are going to be joining in and helping me design a spooky character today. And it's a spooky one. It's a cool one. Clever Devlin, welcome in. Wade says, Mad Libbin' your best life. Yes, indeed. And so I'm gonna let you guys peek at some of my work, just in case there's any new folks in here who have never seen the kind of stuff that I do. This is my website, voodooval.com. I am predominantly a dark fantasy artist. I do some like children's ELO type stuff every once in a while, but for the most part we are spooky and scary, and typically green, orange, and purple all of the time, with a hint of red. So that is typically my wheelhouse, and today is going to be no different. I'm going to page this down and kind of show you what we're working with today. So I've got this character, kind of looks a little bit like Catwoman or Batman. It's not going to stay that way though. The last time we did one of these creative Mad Libs, which was last week, I started from almost a blank canvas, and I felt like I didn't really have enough time during the stream to really get done what I wanted to do. So today I've started with a more solid sketch, and we're going to get farther into the details and colors and things for today. Voodoo, Val, and Wade both create incredible characters. Thank you, Akin. It's good to have you in the chat. Thank you so much. Also, I have to second that. Wade is one of my favorite artists of all time, and it's a pleasure to have him in the chat with us today. So if you're not following Wade, definitely give Wade a follow. George says, looking to get inspiration from you, Val. Keep it up with the good work. Thank you so much, George. I'm looking to get inspiration from you with our prompt today. I'm actually gonna pop over here and we're gonna take a look at our prompt. So this character, I'm gonna need you folks in chat. Get your keyboards ready. This character is a werebat or werecat. They have glowing green, orange, or red eyes, and a fantasy, modern, or sci-fi flair. I'm terrified I didn't use the right version of flair here. So if I'm wrong, please pretend that I'm right. Yes, follow Wade. Indeed, Alessandra. So, is this going to be a werebat or a werecat? I'm gonna need to know. I know what I would like, and I feel like last time I influenced your ideas too heavily, so I'm gonna leave it up to you folks. Just go ahead and scream in the chat, do we want a werebat or a werecat? I've got these kind of like pointy little ears going on here, but these are going to transform into like animal anthropomorphic type ears. So if it's a werebat, we're going to do some cool large like bell ears with interesting points, some of that ribbing on the inside, really give her this vibe that she, you know, is part bat. And if she's a cat, then we're going to give her your standard cat ears, although we might make them a little longer, maybe give her kind of some lynx vibes, whatever we think is good. Maybe I will tell you guys which is my favorite, just from the standpoint of the illustrator for the day. I do lean towards a bat type character, just because there's a lot of stuff that we can do with that, but I feel like a cat could be really awesome as well, because we can kind of exaggerate those ears. So really I guess they're both pretty even in my mind. I see Wade is voting for bat and cat. We've got Greg coming in with the cat emoji. I will take emojis as answer. Andy says, "Oh, that's an awesome content. I'm new to the editing era, and I am so curious about how to choose colors for my designs. Maybe this content can help me." Yes, indeed, because we will be taking a look at choosing color palettes today, 100%. I've got a couple for Werebat too. I think we're we have Annika in the chat saying car. Beep beep. I see that's a typo for cat, but I just like that Annika was like, I don't like cats or bats. I'm gonna need a were car. I'm gonna need a were wagon is what I'm gonna need. It looks like bat is winning. Elena, Gonzo, let's see, we've got Carla saying Werebat as well. Greg saying cat. I think bat is winning. Wade saying, should we make a poll? We could make a poll. Let's not do it for the first one. Let's do it for the second and third one. So the eyes being green, orange, red, if you want to make us a poll, and then the theme kind of being fantasy, modern, or sci-fi. So feel free if you want to make polls for those. We are going to go with Werebat. The were wagon, yeah. A were car is just a road runner. Annika, you are so clever. You're giving clever Devlin a run for his money today. Patrick, welcome in. It's good to see you. Good to see you as well, Elizabeth. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and fill in Werebat for this first one. And then if you want to make the polls for the others, feel free. Wade. Okay. I want to make sure that's in there. And I've been having a lot of fun with these, just highlighting underneath so we can see which ones were chosen without removing anything. So we're gonna say this one is Werebat. Boom. So we got Werebat. This character is a Werebat, and they have glowing green, orange, or red eyes. Again, I know which one I would choose, but I'm gonna leave it up to you. I tried to give some colors I thought would be good for bats or cats. You know, like I feel like we could do red eyes would look good on either of them. Orange would probably look the best for a bat. Green would probably look the best for a cat, but I feel like they're all pretty much interchangeable. So we have some good options here. One green and one orange, that would be amazing. Maybe we'll do that. If there's a tie with the poll, then maybe we can do like kind of a heterochromia, I believe is what it's called, with the eyes. And we'll wait, wait as heard. All right, we'll wait for Wade to give us our poll for our eyes. And so then I'll just like kind of chit chat about where we're gonna go with this. So I have, well, we can kind of peek through my layers here. I have just like a layer back here that is just a light gray color to kind of give us our form. Our sketch is done in the same color as like this little background area here, just so that it's not super ultra intrusive. And we could put something in the background depending on how much time we end up with. But I think that it'll probably end up being like kind of an amalgamation of like, just gray tones. Maybe we'll throw a color overlay over it, and I feel like the face will look pretty much like this, aside from the fact that I probably will kind of experiment a little bit with her nose, seeing as she is a bat, and we will kind of give her some cool facial markings and things. It looks like the eye color poll is up. Go vote. Is it bad if I vote as well? I don't know if I'm allowed to vote in my own poll, but I'll leave it to you guys. Another thing that is going to be really awesome about today is I am going to be pulling up color.adobe.com. Color.adobe.com. Let me me pull this up, and I'm gonna throw this over on the screen right quick, because this is a really great way. I know we had some folks in chat saying they were looking for ways to hunt down color palettes and things, and I think this is always gonna be one of my favorite go-to places for snagging colors. If you have an image that you would like to take the colors from, maybe you've seen another piece that does really great magic, you know, with the atmosphere and colors, you can always extract a theme from an image. You can extract a gradient from an image. You can check your accessibility tools. You can go to the color wheel and kind of go through all of these different things and create one. But you can also come into Explore, which I think is great because we can come into like Vaporwave here, and we could take a peek at all of these really cool images that have color palettes that have already been selected or sampled from them, which I highly recommend. So this is a great place to go if you are looking to find a good color palette. We'll be taking a look at that again later. Let's take a look at our poll though and see who has voted, and then we will vote on the theme or flare. Boo, boo, boo. Let's see results. Our results are green is in the lead. Green is doing very, very well, and I think that honestly we might just go with green. Has everybody had an opportunity to vote? I'll leave it up for just a moment. And then we need to think about, are we gonna be doing a fantasy, modern, or sci-fi flare? Let's go ahead and I'm gonna note green because it looks like that is our winner. Let's go ahead and highlight our green in here. Maybe a little lower for that. There we go. So this character is a werebat. They have glowing green eyes. And then are they going to have a fantasy, modern, or sci-fi flare? I feel like it could go either. Yeah, green is getting, I guess orange is starting to get some more votes. Maybe we will do a little heterochromia. Because if this one keeps going up as more people jump in, then we can kind of alter as we go too. Because I don't want to take too much time with the voting. You know, we got to get into some good artwork. And then I guess if we know that it's going to be a werebat while everybody is working on the others for like choosing the theme, I can actually kind of mess around with our sketch a little bit. So I'm going to come in to here, make myself a new layer, and then just start kind of noodling around with like how these ears might look. I was thinking it would be really cool to do like those kind of bell-shaped ears with like something like this. Something like, you know, like really dramatic, because I feel like that's very like almost like vampire bat-esque, and we can do like that kind of pattern on the inside, like a ribbing sort of. That would look pretty cool. So something like that, something big and dramatic, maybe even more bold. We could even do like maybe she would have like a little cutout out of one of her ears. I feel like she would definitely have some piercings, you know, in and around. I feel like that would totally work for a character like this, having like a bunch of piercings and things. Let's see what else. We got the type of flare. Yes. Go vote for the type of flare. I am gonna go ahead and vote. Wade, I hope you're voting as well. And we will take a peek. Looks like a lot of people who enjoy fantasy and sci-fi. Everybody was like, don't give us modern. We don't like modern. We want magic and spaceships is what we want, Val. But I'm gonna keep chipping away at this, just kind of like adding a little bit. Another thing too is I'm not making a poll for this really, unless we get down the line and kind of think maybe that would work, but kind of thinking about like what her hair might look like. We can kind of do like some chunkiness here as far as like suggesting hair. I feel like it would be cool if she had like long black silky hair. I think that would be kind of neat, honestly. Like kind of coming off of one shoulder here could be interesting, and like giving her like this little almost like widow's peak swoop could be kind of cool. Maybe, I don't know. Could sort of be interesting. We can think about it. Kind of have that spilling into this weird, like, I kind of gave her like a wide brimmed top just because I wasn't sure what we would choose. So that's like sort of generic there. It doesn't have to stay. But, you know, we can start to think about what we might give her in way of a hairstyle, you know, as we kind of move through this. Let's see. Apurva, welcome in. Let's check out our flare. I like how you like semi-corrected the spelling there. It looks like we've got a lot of votes for sci-fi. I'm seeing a lot of votes for sci-fi, so I think it's going to be a sci-fi character, a sci-fi werebat with green eyes. Let's go ahead and highlight sci-fi. And that is a darn good prompt if I ever saw one. This character is a werebat. They have glowing green eyes, possibly heterochromia, and a sci-fi flair, which I think is pretty cool. Spooktober, of course, different genre, not in modern. I just remember it's my... Andy, it's okay. I think you can do whatever you want, really, for Spooktober. And I know that there's like some prompts out there to help get you started, but I think when it comes to October prompts and things, that you should always kind of go with what makes you happy to create, right? You know, like I always start October projects and I never finish them because I always get stuck in the like, oh, I have to do it like this and I have to do this many for the month, and you know, I always like kind of work myself into like an art block, kind of just like worrying about all the details. But I think with these, the best rule of thumb is to just do what makes you really happy to do, you know? Don't lose that joy. Okay. All right, so Bat Nose is going to be fun. Yeah, I'm excited, Wade. I would love to pick your brain, you know, about how you would approach illustrating a bat nose. I am thinking that like kind of a mix between human and bat would be good. We could do something like this. Like we can kind of have like the nostrils elongated and not super ultra pronounced. Like there would be a slope of the nose, but flat, you know, like kind of flattened a little bit, and then we could have some kind of like texture here, like a ridged texture, and then bring the edge of the nostrils up into the face, up and back, kind of would be cool, and kind of like pull that out. That's what I'm thinking. So then we have like this suggestion that the character is humanoid, but also that something's not quite right. Something's not quite your natural human shape, which I think would be really cool. Kind of flatten this out so that point of the nose isn't so pronounced like that. Like that's how I would kind of do it, and then like kind of bring it up. And maybe we can do, I feel like when it comes to like a kind of pattern on the face like this for that nose, we could kind of do like a pretty pattern, something that suggests that there are like ridges in the muscles and like the flex there of like the nasolabial folds. I think that's what they're called. Like we could do something like that, but also make it like sort of decorative. Could be interesting. Like, what's that smell? Yeah. I would hint at bat nose with a slight turned up human nose. Yes. The extra E is also flair was done in solidarity. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm leaving it as is. All right. So we are going to, with our new prompt shaped, we are now going to start to add some value and things in here that really suggest what could be possible for the form of her face. I'm thinking too, this is something to consider when kind of meshing human form with animal form. We could do like a cupid's bow here, for like a, you know, because a lot of people have the cupid's bow, that little dip between the nose and the top lip, but something that could be interesting to explore here is the idea that this lip does not really have that defining feature and instead kind of fades into the darker color of the lip and then define that bottom lip instead. That could be something that ends up looking really good. I'll put like a kind of a harder line here to really separate. I want the, like, this top lip looking kind of juicy, kind of you have to say it like that, or you have to say it like that, right? That's what I was told. That's how I learned. But yeah, something like this, but like without that defined top lip, and we could kind of taper it. And the reason why I say like it could be really fun to experiment with it that way is because then we don't just have like this unusual nose in the center of the face. We could instead have the nose, the unusual nose, kind of bleed into a very unique looking mouth as well, and kind of hit that home. So I'm kind of liking that a lot, honestly. We could even do like some of this patterning that's here on like the bridge of the nose. We could start to do that in the lip too. Why not, right? That could be cool. That could work really well. And then like bring this color of the lip up underneath the nose. So it's like very, very unusual. You know, not the typical shape that you would go for like a normal human character, just something very neat. Love whatever I can catch Val drawing and animating. Oh, I love whenever you're in the chat, Elizabeth. It's so good to see you and have you here with us. Just popped in to see Voodoo Val's awesome work. Well, welcome in, Jeff. It's good to see you. We are doing a creative Mad Libs, so today we work together to decide upon a character that is a werebat with glowing green eyes and a sci-fi flair. So I am going to kind of think about, I think I got a little carried away last time, like, with the shape and form of the face, because we started with, you know, such a simple starting point, you know, I didn't really have a lot of the face blacked out. So now we can really work to do more of the inclusion of our prompt vibes, you know, within the final piece. So let's kind of think about how this could be turned into sci-fi. We can do like sci-fi stuff with the collar here. So this jacket could end up being like a big sci-fi collar, you know, something like that. But another thing to consider is like, you know, what can we do to the face that would symbolize like this is sci-fi? We can have like these eyebrows. I feel like, you know, eyebrows that give her like kind of a sinister look could be interesting. Like she has like a smirk, but also has like a like angry brows. She's a little wicked, you know. Let's see, we could do some kind of marking on the face that alludes to like a science fiction type if I can say this word right, type of thing. So, you know, something that maybe gives her like this, you know, type of vibe here. Like maybe there's a bar. We can clean it up so that it's like a really clean bar that goes down the face, and then maybe like a barcode, you know, like maybe she has a barcode on her face too that would, you know, like kind of signal to the viewer that this is not something that you would find in like a fantasy realm, maybe something you might find in a sci-fi realm, but not quite. We could also give her, because you guys were saying, wouldn't it be cool if we did like more than one eye color? Maybe we give her like this half of her face is like Phantom of the Opera, but cyborg. And then the eye on that side is different, you know, so we can do green and then we could do like an orange one over here if you guys like that, because I think that orange was the second place, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, indeed. So we can do like an orange glow to that one on the weird Phantom of the Opera sci-fi side. I'll do like something smaller, maybe along the edge there is where the barcode is, so it's not like cutting across her face. We can do like a little shadow here, a little bit of value here just to make that lip look heavy. You know, like she has these muscles in the lip there, and just kind of suggest with that, you know, her mouth is a little heavier than before. It's no longer just the sketch of a mouth, but it's starting to really become a mouth. I'm also noticing that like this unique lip that we've kind of done really does still look like a bat. So what we need to make sure we do, or I'm sorry, a cat. And since we're doing a bat, I still think it works for a bat, but we want to make sure that we don't have like, we want like big round pupils, I think, because if the pupils were slitted, then it would give her like the cat vibe. And so I want to make sure that we hit home. It's not a cat. Here we go. She's looking scarier and scarier. I did promise spooks though. And then let's do a little bit of value on the ears here so that we can start to make them look more bat-esque and less cat-esque. Interesting, their skeletons are a lot like ours. The bat skeletons are kind of eerily, yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's one of those things that I like block out of my mind when I go to sleep at night. Just think happy thoughts. Don't think about how bat skeletons are eerily similar to looking like small human people. You know, when you just have that thought, when that thought crosses your mind, right, chat? We're all in the same boat. We are, aren't we? If not, lie to me. Make me feel better. Okay, let's do some of that. I also kind of want to make her a little darker. She's pale right now. Also, I've got a reference up right now, and I'm wondering if we change the hair a little bit to something more sci-fi, because I feel like a sci-fi gal, she would maybe not have her hair down. If this was modern or perhaps fantasy, hair down would make sense to me. It would, but hair down does not make sense to me in this context. So let's think about hair. What time is it too, by the way? Oh, we have plenty of time. We still have like a half hour. Perfect. Okay, so we've got like sort of ears. You know, another thing that could be really cool, and a reason why maybe she looks still more like cat-like, is maybe these ears can be even bigger and like come down like that. Like really Belle-like. You know, like maybe they really need to come down. And then I feel like a futuristic bat person would maybe need like cyberpunk hair, you know, like I feel like the hairstyle is what's really gonna tie this together. Let me pull up some extra reference for, let's say, like cyberpunk hairstyles. I'm gonna look and just see what we get. Not in my pins. Let's search all pins. I'm getting a lot of like choppy hair. I'm getting a lot of hair with like multiple buns in non-symmetrical patterns. There's kind of a cool one that goes like this, which is kind of neat, and then has like, I don't know if she's a pigtails gal. I don't know. Actually, yes, ever since I saw a video of a cat chasing a bat on the interwebs, not even lying. Yeah, it's weird. It's, it's strange. Marlena, welcome in. It's good to see you. Thanks for masterclass. Rico left. Thank you so much for joining us, Rico. I am attempting to do as much, like kind of talk through as much as I am thinking about as I go along with this. And always open to suggestions. Even though we're kind of done with the Mad Libs part and we have our prompt, I still think it would be really great to let you guys, you know, call out some ideas. What if the hair swooped? Uh-oh. What if the hair swooped? You know, and it like went around and then up, you know, and then like this goes like this and that goes like that, and then this, you know. Honestly, it kind of looks like the headdress for Liliana Vess. If there's any, or where my magic fans at? Where my magic fam at? For real though. It kind of looks, you know, like a Liliana type headdress, but I'm high key here for it. I am. I think that adds a nice shape to her head, and then like gives her ears a nice flow point, to be perfectly honest. I think that could look really, really good if we did that. And let's get like a lighter value here for like the ears, just so that those don't get lost in there. I think that could work. I think that could work. And then let's give her future clothes. What pencil is used? Oh, this is a, gosh, I can't remember what it's called. This is a chalky brush, just like a textured, like chalky charcoal brush that I'm using. I can't for the life of me remember where I got it, because I've been using this for like a decade. It's one of my favorite brushes of all time. It's something that I always paint with. And I know, Wade, I think you're using the same brush that I'm using. Do you remember where you got yours? I can't remember. But it's one of my favorites. And I mean, you could find a lot of stuff similar to this if you were to Google like charcoal or chalk Photoshop brushes. I don't know that I like what I just drew. Let's do, let's see, make a new layer, and I'm going to also look up like cyberpunk outfits, just for a little bit of something. It's a lot of like full outfits here. We're just showing the bust, so like how can we show that she is cyberpunk without ruining the bust? Let's do something like this. Let's do, because there's a lot of like weird crop tops in the cyberpunk fashion, so let's do something where it's like kind of collars the neck a little bit and then goes over. Boom, like so, and then just has like a kind of a keyhole effect going on here. We'll have like her skin. I think that looks cool, and we could grab like a lighter value here and just kind of breeze that across the chest there. That could be cool. That could be like cyberpunk, and then we could grab like this light color here and do like a, I don't know, a little cyber motif. You know, maybe those will glow. I don't know. I feel like that's pretty cyber compared to what we had before. That's pretty cyber to me. We could even do like a little thing like this. Maybe she's got a hood that goes with it. That could be, you know. Maybe that's what connects into this. That looks pretty cyber. That's pretty cyber to me. What do you think, guys? That's like a little cyber. Like, if you can only show cyber clothes with this much space, I think we've nailed cyber clothes. Honestly, I don't either. Yeah, it's not a lot of free packs. Yeah, yes, Necromancer Liliana Vest, because it kind of had like that shape to her, like the little thing she wears on the front. So she's like, everybody knows she's Liliana, you know? Like, they wouldn't recognize her otherwise, but if she has the little thing, it's almost like Scarlet Witch, kind of, if you think about it. It's very like Scarlet Witch. Oliver, welcome in. Hello, hello. It's kind of like a Scarlet Witch type beat, let's be honest. Okay. I'm liking this. I think we need more of the hair kind of going out and about, like, you know, like choppy, almost like pixie-esque. We should make one side of her bangs longer than the other. It should be an A-line, you know, like it should be an asymmetric A-line. That's gonna be sick. That will definitely look future. And then she has like color in one side of it and maybe color right there, but not in all of it. That's gonna be super future. Yep, okay, we're on to something. Let's throw some color on it, shall we? Okay, so we did choose the color of the eyes. I'm gonna group all of this together, really. I'm gonna group all of this, and I know for a fact, I'm gonna merge it. I know for a fact that I've kind of ruined, yeah, I did that thing I do where instead of erasing, I use the brush and paint out stuff from my main form with the color of the background, and I always hate that I do that. It always ruins my day when I do that. Let's go ahead and cut this little piece out and Control Control X. Okay. And then let's turn that back on. Okay. And I'm going to make a clipping mask. Boom. Make another layer, and we're gonna throw colors on this. So I am gonna use purple. That's a given, I'm sure. Shocking no one, Voodoo Val has opted to add purple to her color palette. We're gonna throw a little bit of purple in there. She's a bat, you know, I feel like a purple base isn't gonna hurt anybody. That's gonna be just more cool than anything. So let's throw some purple in there, and I'm just using this, you know, clipping mask. We're gonna kind of cycle through the blending modes. I typically will use like multiply or darken, and then possibly overlay or screen. Those things are typically what works the best, but I honestly think that multiply is gonna be our jam for this one. At least for this first layer. We can even come in, let's grab some hues that feel a little more like red. We'll put like some red sort of blushing against her cheeks, nose, all the places in the face where like the blood would be quite close to the surface. Maybe the mouth and lips, around the eyes, you know, top of the nose definitely is gonna be crazy, maybe along the neck, and kind of blushing on the chest area here. And then, that was a lot. Maybe I shouldn't have done that much. I don't know. Let's go back to a sort of purple. And I'm just gonna tap some extra purple over it to kind of, yeah, make that a little more subtle. Okay. New layer. Let's also add, I feel like her hair. What? Val using purple? Well, I never. I tell you what, Oliver, I use purple every chance I get. I don't know why I'm Southern right now. I don't know why I changed to that, but you know. So I am late to the stream. Who is this? Jeff, are you using a mouse or pen? I'm using my stylus. I have a Cintiq 16 HD that I paint, so I can paint directly on the screen. However, I feel like a Cintiq is kind of a, it's a luxury item for sure. It definitely has helped me in my process to kind of visualize and be able to convey my intentions within a piece a lot quicker than I did when I was working with a regular like tablet. However, I don't think that, because a lot of people kind of think like, well, if I don't have the state-of-the-art new Cintiq type stuff, all that expensive stuff, then what am I doing? You don't need all that to be great at what you're doing. You don't. A standard tablet will work just fine. I've even seen people continue to work with a mouse or trackpad. I don't recommend mouse or trackpad only because I worry for your little wrists. Using the pen is going to be better for you health wise, but you do not have to use a super expensive thing like the Cintiq in order to get ahead. You use what you can, and if you want expensive stuff, then you buy expensive stuff later. Voodoo Val purple, yes indeed. Purple, what a surprise, haha. Fairly positive that it's this. Yes, Aaron Griffin. Yes, that's exactly. If you want, I should have remembered. I was trying to figure it out. I thought it was somebody whose name started with an A, but I couldn't, it was like at the tip of my tongue. It is definitely Aaron Griffin's brush pack. It is a great brush pack that I highly recommend to anyone. So if you guys want to use this brush that I'm using and that you have seen Wade use before, definitely check that out. Looking good, eyeballs. I'm just throwing in some basic value here for that. How are we doing on time? We're doing good. We got about 10-15 minutes. I don't know if we're gonna have time to do like tons and tons of details here, but let's at least try to get as good a base as we can. I am going to grab this orange because we did want to try and do like an orange color, maybe a little more red. We did want to try to do like an orange color for this other like cyborg eye, which I'm not gonna lie guys, I am really satisfied with this beginning sketch. And let's grab like a brighter color and do, you guys know that I love a good pupil that is like closer to white than anything. I love a reverse pupil. I really do. I really, really do. I think it just looks so cool. I'm gonna put like a dark pupil here because that'll be like the fleshy eye. And then here, I don't know what color the faceplate is gonna be. We could do like a brighter faceplate. We could leave it this color, and then let's come in with more purple. Surprise, surprise! Let's come in with more purple on a different blending mode and make the rest of the skin darker. That's what we'll do. Because I think that's an okay color for the faceplate. The faceplate can be brighter, so we can get a little sci-fi Phantom of the Opera going. Now apparently I'm from Brooklyn. I don't know why. I would love, what I would love is a count of how many strange accents I do during one stream. Because I don't always know that I'm doing it. I don't always catch that it's happening until somebody tells me later, hey, are you aware that you're not from New York and have never been there, but you do that talking sometimes? Show of hands in the chat, how many other people do how many other people do strange voices while they paint? I'm gonna need to know. Oh, this is really good, guys. This is great. Okay, let's do, because we're limited on time. We got about 10 minutes, but we can really start grabbing, like, let's grab this lighter value. Let's start like carving the face, right? So we've got like pretty good colors down. It's still really sketchy in the face and stuff, but if we come in with a lighter value in places and hit like these little hot spots, we can start to pull the face out of the shadows. You see how I'm doing that? You know, I know that the light, we're doing, you know, standard top-down lighting situation. I know that the lighting is not going to hit underneath the lip. It's going to hit like this portion on the chin. This is also like my favorite lighting situation to do, which is probably, you know, a lot of you in chat probably seen me light a face like this because it's just like my default. It's the first lighting situation I learned. It's my happy place when it comes to, you know, painting just purely for pleasure. So I do a lot of this. We could do underneath the nose here. Not too much. Maybe like in the folds right there. Just kind of bring that light out right there. Boom. Definitely on the tip of the nose here. Don't you know? Now from the Midwest. More purple. Insert Kylo Ren more gif here. The many accents of Voodoo Val. Try Irish next. I can't do a very good Irish accent, which is weird considering I'm half Irish. But I can't for the life of me do it. I can't. I wish, because it's like one of the coolest accents, I think. I wish that I could, because I would do it all the time. I would do it all the time. Let's do, I don't want the tip of this nose to be too crazy, too pointed. And I feel like if we bring, that looks more like a cat. Oh no. This is supposed to be a bat, not a cat. I don't know. I let you vote on it and everything, and it's kind of a cat. We'll tweak it. We can make it. I feel like the bat-esque nature of it will definitely come in with the ears, and we'll have to detail the ears a little bit more as we go forward in the process. We won't be able to do all of the detailing that we want to do today, but we're gonna get a good portion of this going. What do you guys think so far? Like, I feel like we have come a long way from the initial sketch of this piece. And I almost wish that I hadn't, because I just merged it instead of working non-destructively. Sorry, Adobe. Because I was like anxious to like get into this portion of it. But I can always go back and take a look at my first initial sketch in the stream and like, you know, look at the difference. This is pretty cool. That definitely is starting to look like, you know, a faceplate that is separate from the rest of the character. You know, just like a, you know, we could add some textures to it later, so it's like a different material. But the goal is to kind of give her like a cyborg-esque look, and I'm starting to really like it. It's kind of giving. Did anybody watch the new Voltron? Any of the like the new, you know, the new Voltron by the studio that did Avatar: The Last Airbender? Do we have any fans in the chat? That's kind of like what I'm seeing here, to be perfectly honest. It's giving Vrepetsa. That's what it's giving. It's giving Vrepetsa. It's and I am not upset about it. Digging It Val looks great. I'm glad you like it, Wade. Wade's like me. You know. Val's way of saying words like that, chat, is really deep, bassy, and cool. I'm glad that you think so, because when I hear my own voice, I feel like I sound like super nasally, and sometimes I don't know why people appreciate the voice. But I think that that's like comes with the territory of being a streamer, right? I'm sure there's plenty of other people. I know for a fact there's other people in the chat right now who live stream. I've seen a lot of your live streams, but I think we're all doomed to dislike the sound of our voice, right? I don't think that most of us like to hear ourselves talk. I dread hearing myself speak because I'm like, why did nobody tell me I sound like that? How has nobody said it? Watching Powerbook for, it's got Irish mobsters and stuff. Cool accent. Oh yeah, it's super cool accent. Super cool accent. Nobody in my family really has an Irish accent left, but there's still like certain slang words and stuff passed down that are definitely like Irish words. I just don't, I don't hear enough people speak with an Irish accent to really mimic it. All right, we got about 5 minutes left, and I'm not unsatisfied at all. I still think it looks more like a cat than a bat, but to be perfectly fair with ourselves, I think that bat and cat facial features, especially when converting them to kind of a humanoid were creature, I think that they're very similar. I really do. I think they're super similar to each other. And so I count this as a success, truly. I think this is pretty darn neat. There's a lot more stuff that we could do. Let's make this bottom lip juicy. This is your masterclass on making a lip juicy. If you want to make a lip juicy, just grab a lighter shade, and I would say in that like split in the lip, kind of like highlight one side of it, and then highlight with like spots on the other side, just to kind of pull it out. And then grab like a white, let's grab like a sharp brush, something sharp. In our last few minutes here, we're gonna put, uh-oh, suddenly it's juicy. I think the mouth is really giving feline, but that's okay. That's okay. Val, I love your voice. Sounds fun, loving, and joyful. It expresses how much you love work. Thank you, Jacqueline. I'm so glad that you think so. I think that this is one of those moments, that could be applied to any one of us in the chat, is that like the stuff that you do specifically, creatively or otherwise, whether it's illustrating or live streaming or doing graphic design or photography, I think we're always going to be a little extra hard on ourselves, and in many cases a lot harder on ourselves than anyone else would think to be, truly. So probably just one of those situations. And also because I sound way different. I think we all sound different to ourselves in our own heads. In my skull, I do not sound like I sound when I hear a recording of me, so it's just always shocking. Don't you save? I saved it. What I've been doing when I live stream is I save it, save the file before I go live as a cloud document, and then I can hit Control S as I go along, or it'll auto save for me as I go along, because I've not saved on stream way too many times. Found myself in disaster situations way too often. I'm gonna add some little moments here in the eyes, just to kind of give it more of this look like she's really looking at us. That's pretty sick. This is pretty awesome. I'm gonna have to finish this, and I definitely want to do more of like maybe in the last couple of minutes we can like kind of suggest just a tiny bit more with the hair, just like really have it come around so that you can visualize it, just make that swoop, get that in there. Let's grab like this brighter color of blue. Yeah, what do we got, like half a minute left before I have to say goodbye. I'm just gonna do a little of this. and then we're gonna take off. But yeah, folks, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for helping to fill in the creative Mad Libs. Again, our Mad Libs for today was a werebat that has glowing green eyes, which we ended up doing 2 colors of eyes and a sci-fi vibe. And I think that we have done this. This is like a cyborg werebat from the future, which there's not a lot of that going around. I don't think there's a lot of that, really. So we have given the world something it truly needed, I think, all together. That is all the time I have for you folks today. Unfortunately, I do have to take off, but it has been an absolute blast hanging out with all of you folks as usual. And I don't want you to go away because we do have content coming up after me. I'm going to take a peek real quick so I can let you know. It looks like we have, is it office hours after? Yeah, we have office hours coming up right after me, so stay tuned, don't go anywhere, and I will see you folks at a later date. Next week, I will see you on Halloween Day, in fact, with Cody Bear. So definitely set your reminders for that. All right, adios, folks. Bye-bye.